Hey, hey, hey! Good morning, America. Good morning to the globe. It's me, your boy, African 50, coming at you again with another beautiful video, another beautiful story. Uh, you know what day it is? It's Saturday. And you know what Saturday means? It's the weekend. So, guys, you have all the time in the world to sit back, relax, and enjoy this video with me and many more of my videos. First of all, I want to say big shout out to my friends, my families, my well wishers, my subscribers. Thank you for all your help and support. Yeah, it's Saturday, and we're gonna have fun, and we're gonna have fun together, right? Right. Yes. Thank you. Uh, like I told you guys, we were still in the month of November, and in my heart, I do believe that the month of November should be changed from just having one Veterans Day in the month to Veterans Month, because we have Election Day in the month of November. We have Veterans Day, and so many other little holidays here in November that's really dear to our heart. You know, you know. So I know some of our founding fathers here in America, and they also were veterans. They fought in the war. So are they not veterans? Were they just police officers? Or servicemen or women? No, we had past presidents that you know serve in the army, in the armed force here in America, and they became president. But I guess when they became president, they forgot that they were also veteran. So I'm not gonna get into that because, like I told you guys, I'm not a politician. I'm not a philanthropist. I'm not an activist or anything like that. I'm just a little um, boy that migrated here in America from a small island called Jamaica, and grown from a boy to a teenager, from a teenager to a man, and come along with me with my life journey, and my life story, and life story of others that I've met along my life path. Um, I remember I was telling you guys in a video about a female sheriff that I met, a few days ago. She inspired me. She sparked that 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 sensitivity in me, that this is something, that this is my calling, and this is something that I gotta do, because I mean, guys, I met so many police officers, and you know I don't know if it's because of the respect that I have for them, why I never been arrested. I never been to jail. At my age here in America as a black man coming from the island, it's not where you're from, man. It's not where you're from or who you are or the color of your skin. It's just, how you behave, how you compose yourself, how you carry yourself, and how you speak to people. You know, respect is gained where respect is given. Because if you don't show someone respect, that person's not gonna respect you. You get what I'm saying? But as I went to St. Petersburg yesterday. Yeah, St. Petersburg here in Florida. We call it St. Pete. Um, I went there early this morning, to get some parts and stuff for my car. And as I was driving along this road that I'm familiar with, because I used to take this road like every day to work. I used to drive here from Shady Hills every morning I used to leave here like 5 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock to get to the yard, um, where I used to work in the tree service business. Um, yeah, the owner owned the business, and I was like a subcontractor because I also had a landscaping business. I still have my landscaping business, so but I learned the trade from them. And one day I just got up and I was like, I can do this. And what really led me to getting my own landscaping business is that the owner, he's he's a German. He was born in America, but he always said I'm German. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that. But he inspired me. And his story is for another video. But he was the one who inspired me. He was like, if you want to make money and more money and good money, man, with all the skills that you have, you can operate, all different machinery and equipment. Why don't you open your own landscaping business, man? And I was like, yeah, but man, I open my own landscaping business. It's gonna take a lot of money, and I don't have that money right now, bro. And he was like, man, you can do it, because when I started, before I got into the tree service, he said before he got into the tree service, all he had was a Mustang, a Ford Mustang, two-door Ford Mustang, and a push behind lawnmower. He didn't even have weed whackers and blowers and stuff like that. It was just his push behind lawnmower and a rake. After he finished cutting the grass, he had no blower to blow, so he had to rake it up and broom and sweep and whatever. I'll get into his story, in another video, because he's another inspiration to me, man. But yeah, I was on this familiar road that I was driving this morning, and I remembered something that happened probably 6 years ago, 5 years ago, where one day I was coming from work, and while I was coming down, I guess another tree company or something drove past, and a whole lot of debris blew off the back of the trailer and scattered all over the road. And everybody was driving around these debris. Everybody was going around, driving around, slowing down and doing whatever. And I was driving a Dodge uh, Dakota, the extended cab, a little black Dodge Dakota extended cab. If any one of you Dodge lovers out there that know, these back in the day, I think it was a 1996 or 97 Dodge Dakota, the extended cab, two-door. Um, Black, nice and beautiful, man. And that was my vehicle for my little landscaping business. I had my little blower and my little weed whacker, and a little chainsaw. Yeah, because I told you guys, I'm a jack of all trade, master of none. Yeah, yeah, I know how to drive a forklift. I know how to drive a truck. I know how to cut down a tree. I know how to stump grind. I know how to operate a grappler. I know how to operate a stump grinder. I know how to do mechanical work, and I also know how to do content creating. So yeah, I'm a jack of all trade, man, but master of none. But you know, it's life journey. It's life journey. And this is America. You gotta work, man. If you don't work, you don't eat, and if you don't work, you ain't got a roof over your head. You gotta find some means beside um, turning to a life of crime. Because I said no to crime. I said no to crime, and that's on a period. So yeah, and I was driving down, and uh, uh, while I was driving down, something sparked me. A memory came back, and I remember I stopped, and when I stopped, it's like uh, um I would start picking up the debris off the road and all that stuff and putting it in the back of my car, my truck, my pickup truck, my little Dodge Dakota pickup truck. And, you know, a sheriff pulled up, you know, and he pulled up behind me and put his light on. And then another private, another sheriff pulled up. He was in a private car, and he put his light on, and they came down, and they was like, what's going on, man? I was like, there's debris in the road, man, and you know, if somebody doesn't stop and push them to the side of the road or get them out the road, or you know, something, accident's gonna happen, and I'm driving past, and I saw them, and I was like, I got a pickup truck. It might not hold everything, but I can at least pick up the ones that in the middle of the road, and get them on my pickup truck. And he was like, is there yours? I'm like, no, I was yeah, I was coming on the road like everybody else, and there was debris all over the road. I didn't even see the truck that it blew off. It could be a couple of minutes ago. It could be half an hour, a long time. I don't know. I'm just coming from work, and in traffic like everybody else, and I see everybody passing, and I'm like, I can at least do something by getting at least the ones in the middle of the road out. And he was like, okay. So these two sheriff man, they got to work. They got to work. I'm telling you, they got to work. They like they got to work, and they start helping me. They start to help me put the debris and stuff like that in the under the back of my pickup truck. And we got I managed to get everything out the road on my little dot, and up till this day, man, I said I should never sold that pickup truck. That was my boy. That was my baby. That was my that truck had never failed me. But we only humans, man, and you learn from your mistake. Because I made so many, but I'm learning. Yeah, you're never too old to learn. Like I said, life is a teacher. Life journey is a teacher. It's the best teaching that you can ever get. Because it doesn't matter if you went to high school and get a high school diploma, or you went to college and you get a college degree. You get, yeah, that's just a piece of paper. You know, the streets is where the knowledge at. Because it doesn't matter if you live in a one bedroom apartment, or you live in a mansion, or wherever you live. That little piece of paper, it does to show that your quality, you have that piece of paper. You qualified for the job, that your certificate says that you're qualified for. But then when you go to the not actual job, you still got to have that hands-on training. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're a doctor, you're not going to go in a hospital with just a piece of paper and say, I'm a doctor, let me cut this man or cut this woman. No, you still got to go through all that, physical training, you know, and you still got to learn the streets. You still got to learn the streets, because the street is where the knowledge at, man. The street is where the understanding is at. The street is where the wisdom is at. You know why? Because you go to work, and you might be just working with one type of people every day, all the day of your life. But when you hit the streets, you're meeting all different type of people from all over the globe, and everybody have a different culture. Everybody have a different understanding of life, a different wisdom of life, another knowledge of life. Everybody has their different opinion and life's journey, and you never can take that away from a human being, man. You never can take that away. But I learned from the streets. I learned from the book, because yeah, I got my high school diploma. I got a college degree. I did went to college. I studied business management. I got my degree, and so many different you know stuff. But I'm not gonna get into that. So And what did I learn from all these papers that I have? It was just a piece of paper I'm sitting down looking at and said, yeah, I've accomplished something, and I went to college. As a boy growing up, I never dreamt of completing high school. Thought more of going to college. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so it is what it is, and so yeah, these cops, man, these sheriff from the sheriff department, they started to help me pick up all these debris and stuff like that, uh, and we were talking and laughing, man, and they were saying, man, how can somebody be driving, a van or a truck with a trailer full of debris, and they start blowing all over the road, and they didn't see that through the rearview mirror. And I'm like, maybe these guys was just rushing to get to the dump before we close, because after a day's work, and you cut the trees down. If anybody knows St. Petersburg, here in Florida, by the way, St. Petersburg, pick up yourself. I work in your city for years, and I love the people, I love the culture, I love the way the city is situated. You could go to the beach. They got beautiful white sand beach. You could go fishing, you could go boating. There's so many activities in St. Petersburg, man. It's a beautiful place. They got a lot of greenery, a lot of trees in the city. It's beautiful. If any of you have never been to St. Petersburg, um, Florida, you need to take a trip. You need to take a visit, a vacation, because it's a beautiful place to be. No disrespect to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay. Yeah. My Buccaneers. I'm a diehard Buccaneers fan. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I said it. I'm a diehard Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. But no disrespect to Tampa Bay. I love Tampa Bay. It's a beautiful city, and one day I hope I can sit down and share a lot of beautiful stories about these beautiful cities that we have here in Florida, man, because Florida is the place to be. But you have to not just talk about Florida. You gotta talk about the cities in Florida, the little towns, the little villages, because yeah, we have village here. Yeah, it's not just Nigeria that got village, or Kenya, or Ghana, or Jamaica, or Barbados, or Trinidad and Tobago that got village. Yeah, we got village here. We got village. We farmers too. Yeah, because I got my little garden outside, because we grew up like that. We grew up, we learned to plant a seed of corn, and watch that corn grow into a tree and produce a corn that has hundreds of seeds, that you could pluck those seeds. You could eat a piece of that corn, and save two seeds, or three seeds, or four seeds, and you plant them, and you know it keeps on generating if you keep on investing in it. Just like a bean, just like a peas. You got to invest, and watch that investment generate. you know so yeah, we finished, pick up all the debris, man, and they helped me with my ropes and tie them down properly and stuff like that. And we was just there conversation, and I shook, and this was the first time, ever I'm gonna shake a police officer, or a state trooper, or a sheriff. This was the first time I ever gonna shake a sheriff hand, and I shake both of them hands, not just one. One was in his uniform. He was still on duty. The next one that was in his private car, I guess he probably was going home, or how we roll. How you know it is in here in Florida. You know, it's not against the law for a sheriff to drive unmarked car. And that's why we have to follow the rules and the regulation of the road. Don't speed. it's better to be late than sorry, because don't let 10 minutes or 20 minutes of lateness to work cost you a $150 ticket or $200 ticket, or whatever the case may be. So because have I learned from my lesson? Yeah, yeah. I used to speed. I get speeding ticket. But like I said, life is a journey, and life's lesson is something that you have to learn as you go along life's journey. You learn as you go along. And that's why I said, man, the street is where the knowledge at. You know, the streets is where the knowledge is at, man. Believe me when I tell you that. You know, and if you meet a real down to earth um cop or sheriff or they'll tell you they're like, hey, we don't do our job in the station house. We only report and do what we got to do at the end of the day. But when you hit the street, when you put your uniform on and you put that service revolver beside you and you put your badge on and you jump in your vehicle and you hit the street, the streets is where the knowledge at. And I'm talking to these guys, man, and I'm like, man, you guys know things, man. And they're like, we've been there, sir. We've been there, bud. And I'm talking to these guys, and they were white cops. They were white, sheriff, you know, and I was just a dirty man coming home from my tree service work. We cut down two tree by crane. The crane guys came and cut down some trees from this backyard, and we had a wonderful, beautiful time. You know, bosses were there and workers, and we bought lunch and we ate and we drank a beer and you know had some fun. Went back to work, and it was all in a day's work. And do I miss the service job work? Yeah, man. I love it. It's nature. It gives you a different perspective of life. You out there and you work with all these different people. You go to these different job sites and houses, and you meeting different people, different culture. You meeting all different type of people, and you're out there in the open. You can think as you work. And there was no body at that time, pushing you to the limit or stressing you out. And yeah, we run our jokes, and we call each other nicknames, and we talk about stuff that you know but it is what it is. I don't owe tree service guy, whether he's a worker or he owns a tree service, man. You know what I'm talking about, man. You know that this is just how we guys roll in the tree service business. This is how we roll in the lawn service business. This is how we roll in the landscaping business, because without you guys and without us, Florida wouldn't be beautiful. you know you guys are one of the top guys here in Florida that makes Florida beautiful, man. Because the grass gotta cut, the bushes gotta cut, the trees gotta be trimmed. Who's gonna do it? The owner is not gonna do it, so we gotta do it, right? Yes, sir. So you know, we there, we conversating and everything like that, man, and you know, I'm looking at it and I'm like, this is great, man. This is wonderful, because I'm not only conversating with these gentlemen, these police officers. I'm also work. We work alongside each other. I felt like a part of the team. Even though growing up, one of my main dreams was to become a police officer or join the army. That dream never blossomed. So Yeah, 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 but that was one of my main dreams. Maybe that's one of the reason why, yeah, I love police officers and I'm inspired by them. The job that they do, it's not easy, and we as individuals and we as people need to come together and realize that, wake up and smell the coffee. Wake up America, wake up to the globe, wake up to the universe. Let's change the narrative, man, of and thinking, you know, how we think, and look at these men and women in the armed forces and in the police forces and the sheriff departments and the State Department. We need to stop looking at them as bad people, because they're not. They're not bad people. They're here to serve and protect us. Because, man, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter where I go. Whether I go into the hood, or I go into a beautiful neighborhood or a rich neighborhood or whatever the case may be, the minute I see a sheriff or a police officer, I feel safe. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm safe. I can continue my journey. I can continue to do what I'm here to do, and get out. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm saying that other places in America doesn't have those type of neighborhoods that you go to, and you're telling yourself, oh man, I wish a police officer were here, because I would have felt much safer. But it is what it is. And we laugh and we share stories and stuff like that. And we stayed back. We took out the rakes and my brooms and stuff like that, and we were just sweeping the streets and getting all the leaves and stuff, because the way that the leaf they fell, um when the debris fell, and because the truck was going fast, so those limbs are falling off the truck. And there are a lot of leaf scatters and stuff like that. And they were raking, man, they were raking and sweeping. And I'm like, guys, what are you doing? I got a blower. I got a blower, bro. So I took my blower out, started my blower up, man, and within like 2 3 minutes, man, the street was clean again. And what touched my heart most of all, man, um, he gave me, um, I think he had a brother that lost his life in the Navy. And he said, I remember, I reminded him of his brother, even though they're white and black. But he said this is what his brother would have done. He would give the last shirt on his back, the last shoes on his foot to someone that need it more than he does. And I'm like, wow. He gave me this badge, man. He gave me this badge. I think it's a Marine. I think it's a Marine. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna look it up and I'm gonna show you guys in another video. But he gave me this Marine badge. I used to have it stick on the back of my bumper of my car, and one day it fell off. And I stopped and I picked it up, because I couldn't leave it behind, because I was like, this is sentimental to me. This is sentimental to me, because I have family that serve in the Marines. And he gave me that badge, man. And up until this day, it's like 6 7 years ago, I still have that badge, and I hold that badge dearly to my heart, because that represents all the armed forces, men and women that lost their lives. And some come home and they're not been the same ever since. So like I said, man, we're still in the month of November. And I'm still advocating for this month to be changed from to change to Veteran month, instead of having just one day celebrating these men and women who lay their life on the line to protect this country. and to protect the people and the citizens of this country. You know, I said, thank you a million times. It's not gonna, make a difference unless we make a change, because change is good. The only thing that is consistent in life is change. You heard me? The only thing that is consistent in life is change. So we gotta change our narrative and how we look at each other, how we think about each other. Don't let the color of our skin segregate us. It's time to come together. Um, you know, the, the, you have global change, man. You got global warming. You know, the earth is taking back its natural course. It's reforming. And it's moving ahead in that reformation. So, we're smart people, black or white, Spanish, Indian, Puerto Rican, Chinese, Guyanese, um, Vietnamese, Hong Kongese, or whatever. Russians, the Ukrainians, Germany, Yugoslavia. We just one people. There are bigger things in front of us that some of us are seeing, and some of us just turn a blind eye. You know, the bigger things ahead of us. There are bigger things in front of us that we're seeing, and we're not doing anything about it. Let's change. Let's change together. You know, let's bring back that love that we had in our heart, man. You know, because I know, let me tell you something, man. A man or a woman can say, "Oh, I'm a bad man. I'm a bad woman." Ain't nothing can stop me. But when you find yourself with your back against the wall, you think twice about what you're saying, or you used to say. You know, and love is the key, man. You know, love is the key. You know, but you can't love yourself and love others unless you decide to change. Change is good. So these two police officers, I guess they're more than just my hero, my veterans. They're my inspiration. Um, you know, like I said, man, my ancestors are calling me. I'm getting the message, and I'm delivering the message to you guys. And like I said, man, when I talk to you guys, my friends, my family, my well wishers, my subscribers, whatever content I'm bringing you, I'm bringing it to you from my heart. And these are not videos to make you cry unless you want to cry. But if you got a story to tell, a life story, of actual events and sceneries, and the ups and downs, and you tell your story. Tell your story. Don't be afraid, man. Because I know they said, hey, man, a man is supposed to be a man. A man not supposed to have emotion. A man is not supposed to cry. Let me tell you something, man. It's only a strong man cry. You know, when a man cries, a man is strong. When a man have emotion, he take care of his woman, he take care of his wife, he take care of his family. That's the man that cries, because he know what it means to be hungry. Because if he's hungry, his family is also hungry. So he cries about it. Sometimes he find himself in a situation that he can't get out of. Sometimes he find himself in a job that is barely feeding himself, much more his family. Yeah, he's gonna cry about it. You know, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Whether you're a man or you're a woman, you know, you're only human, and you have emotion. That's something that was embedded in you, you know, from birth. You know, because show me a man or a woman or a child right now that say they didn't cry one time or another in their life. If you were growing up and as a boy you never cry as a boy, you never cry as a teenager, or you didn't cry as a man, I'm pretty sure you cried as a baby. And trust me, man, you're gonna cry because if you come out of your mama's womb and you come out as a non-crying child, that doc, you know, specialist doc is gonna nap you. He's gonna nip you and nap you until you cry. You know, you better cry. And it's either you take one nap and cry, or you take a couple nap and you're like, okay, doc, enough is enough. Let me give you what you want. I'm gonna give you some tears, so you're gonna cry, whichever way. And I know a lot of boys cried, a lot of teenagers cried, boys and girls, a lot of men and women, even today, growing up and elders, they cry. You know, they cry. Are they weaklings? No, they're just humans with feelings. And if something happens to them that touch their heart dearly, whether it's good or it's bad, they cry about it. You know, sometimes you find yourself as a man, you know, just sitting down and something, you know, reflect in your mind. You have a deja vu or you have a flashback and something, and you found yourself crying. Tears just coming out. You're not crying out loud, but the tears just flowing down. So yeah, you're not a weakling, man. The men's that cry, they're not weaklings. They're strong people. They're strong people. So you know, before I wrap this video up, man, I want to say big shout out to those two police officers from the sheriff department who I met 6 7 years ago in St. Petersburg, um, going home from a hard day's work, and you know, we worked together in sync to clean up that street that day, and it was a afternoon, evening, you know, five, maybe 4 or 5 o'clock. Um, and one of you guys gave me a Marine badge from your brother. You know, I still have it. You know, I haven't patented it. I haven't put it up for auction. I still have it because I think you know, I know I'm gonna carry that badge to my grave. You know, because it in honor of, you know, a veteran that lost his life in the army, in the armed force. So you know, big shout out to you guys, and big shout out to the St. Petersburg Sheriff Department. Um, the sheriff there, sir, you're doing a wonderful job in keeping the streets of St. Petersburg safe and sound. And you know, you guys are doing a wonderful job. Make sure you know, people doesn't speed in the little roads and stuff like that, while children are playing, and you know, pets are crossing the streets and stuff like that, because you know, a couple of years ago, you know, things used to happen, you know, and you know, things change now in the neighborhood. You in St. Petersburg, and they have cameras. So you know, all you hit and run drivers who think you're gonna hit somebody's dog or somebody's cat and just drive along, if you're driving in the speed limit and you know it happens, then you know you cannot be blamed because you following the speed limit, and you know they they run across the street and you know your car hit them. But you know, if you driving, 50 60 miles an hour in a 30-mile zone and that happened, then you know, what are you gonna say? So you know, thank you, sir. Big respect and honor. I've worked in your city for years, and you know, you guys are beautiful people. You got wonderful men and women, in your sheriff department, serving the city of St. Pete, and they're very professional, very courteous, and very respectful, regardless of your race, color, or creed. And I think a lot more sheriff that's coming up in your department, and in your um, various jurisdiction can learn from you, you know, because St. Petersburg is a very beautiful place, and you guys are making sure that it stays that way, and keep expanding, and keep growing, because like I said, we're Floridonians. Do we have flaws? Yeah, we have flaws, but we can learn from those flaws, and we don't have to let the flaws get the best of us, you know. Don't let it get the best of us, and don't let it get the worst of us either. We use those flaws, and we make changes, you know, because change is good. So, before I end this video, to all my friends, my families, my subscribers, my well-wishers, my donors, um, like, share, subscribe to my channel. There's a lot more stories to come. We're still in the month of November, and I'm trying my best to upload as much videos as I can about these servicemen and women who lost their life in the line of duty, and retired ones and active ones. you know I'm trying to highlight as much video as I can, and these individuals before the month of November is ended, because I'm advocating for this month to be changed to Veterans Month. Mr. President, sir, Mr. Vice President, senators and mayors, if you ever watch this video, I think that you should put that in one of the amendment. Yes, sir. Mr. President, thank you. I know you probably will consider it, because you are a veteran yourself, sir. You are a veteran. Um, you know, Regardless of what people saying, and regardless of where we're at right now in the country, we're still safe, we're still secure. Our servicemen are still doing what they're supposed to do to keep us safe. So is there any change? Is there changes that we can make? Yeah, there's a lot of change that can be done, but it's not gonna be done overnight. It's gonna take time, but you have to start something. You have to start from somewhere. So I love you guys. I respect you guys. I thank you guys for watching my videos, subscribing to my channel, and like I always say, walk good. Until next time.